Om Shanti. 25th October 2020. Avyakt Baapdada Murli. Revised date 9th April 1986. In the essence, signs of a true server. Om Shanti. Today, the sun of knowledge and the moon of knowledge are seeing all the stars of the constellation of Earth. All the stars are sparkling and emanating their light and sparkle. There is variety amongst the stars. Some are special stars of knowledge, some are easy yogi stars, some are stars who are images of donating virtues, some are stars who are constant servers, and some are stars who are constantly complete. However, the most elevated of all are the stars who have success at every second. As well as these, there are some who are still only stars of hope. On the one hand, there are the stars of hope, and on the other, the stars of success. There is a vast difference between these two, and yet the influence of each kind of a star falls on the souls of the world and also on matter. The stars of success influence everyone with their zeal and enthusiasm. The stars of hope sometimes experience love and sometimes labor. So, because they are under both of these influences, they exert them on others as they move forward. However, having hopes, they still move forward. So, each of you can ask yourself, which star am I? All the stars have knowledge, yoga, virtues, and the feelings of service, but some specifically have the sparkle of knowledge, some the speciality of remembrance and yoga, and some especially attract others by being images of all virtues. Even though all four aspects are being imbibed, there is a difference in the percentage imbibed. This is why there is some variety visible in the sparkling stars. This is a unique spiritual constellation. Your influence as the spiritual stars falls on the world. Just as the physical stars influence the world, to the extent that you stars become powerful yourselves, to that extent there will be an influence on the souls of the world, and this will continue to happen in the future. The greater the darkness all around, the more clearly visible the sparkle of the stars would be. Therefore, as the darkness of lack of attainment continues to increase, and it will continue to increase, the more they will experience the special influence of you spiritual stars. Everyone will be able to see you in the form of the sparkling stars of earth, in your form of points of light, as bodies of light, as angels. Just as they use their time, energy, and money researching into the stars of the sky, when they see you spiritual stars, they will be amazed. Just as they watch the stars in the sky now, in the same way, they will watch the constellation of this earth, the sparkle of the angels, and the beauty of the stars emanating light. They will experience this and ask, who are they? Where have they come from to show their magic? At the beginning of establishment, people everywhere had a wave of experiences of visions of Brahma and Krishna. Who Who is this? What am I seeing? The attention of many was drawn to try and understand it. In the same way, now, at the end, everywhere in the world, through this sparkle of both forms, light and angel, they will have visions of Baapdada and the children. From one, it will spread to many, and the attention of all will be drawn here. In the same way, now, at the end, everywhere in the world, through this sparkle of both forms, light and angel, they will have visions of Baapdada and the children. From one it will spread to many, and the attention of all will be drawn here. Some children are thinking, will we just need to practice remembrance, or will we also do service? Or will we be liberated from doing service and just sit in tapasya? Baapdada is now telling you the true meaning of service. Feelings of service means to have constantly good wishes for every soul, to have feelings of the most elevated pure desires. The feeling to serve means to give every soul fruit according to their own feelings, and not to have any limited feelings, but to have the most elevated feelings. If anyone has a feeling of seeking a spiritual love from you, or a feeling of wanting cooperation or any of the power, or of happiness or zeal and enthusiasm, or a feeling of attaining all powers, then to serve means to give them the fruit of all of those various feelings. That is, to inspire them with your cooperation, to experience that. This is what is meant by true feelings of service. Just simply to give a speech, or to explain to groups, or to give the course to someone, or open a center doesn't mean to have feelings of service. To do service means to serve souls in such a way that they experience some attainment. When service is done in this way, there is also tapasya within that. You have heard the significance of tapasya. It is to perform a task with determination. Where there are accurate feelings of service, the feeling of tapasya is not separate from those. Where there is a combined form of renunciation, tapasya and service, that is true service. If there is service without renunciation and tapasya, it is service only in name, and its fruit is only temporary. Service is done. The influence of temporary fruit is reaped, and it finishes there. The influence of temporary attainment is temporary praise. They will say, "It has been a very good lecture. You gave the course very well. You did very good service." So, by someone speaking of the goodness, temporary fruit was received. The one who spoke also received temporary fruit. However, to give an experience means to enable them to forge a relationship with the Father and to make them powerful. This is true service. If there isn't renunciation and tapasya in true service, it isn't even 50% service, but 25% service. The sign of a true servant is renunciation, that is humility, and tapasya, that is determination of having faith, and intoxication in the One Father. This is what is meant by accurate service. Baapdada is asking you to become constantly true servers. If, in the name of service, you get disturbed or you disturb others, then Baapdada asks you to free yourself from that type of service. In that case, it would be better not to do that type of service, because the special virtue experienced from doing service is contentment. Where there isn't contentment, either with yourself or with those with whom you are in contact, then that service will not bring you fruit, nor will it allow others to attain fruit. Therefore, first simply make yourself a jewel of contentment and then do service. Otherwise, there will definitely be a subtle burden. Many varieties of burdens become obstacles to the flying stage. You don't want to increase your burden, but you want to remove it. When you have this consciousness, it is better to be in solitude, because by staying in solitude, you will pay attention to self-transformation. The tapasya that Baapdada is speaking about is not a question of just sitting in tapasya day and night, though to sit in tapasya is also to do service. But you have to be a lighthouse and might house, and spread rays of peace, rays of power, and create such an atmosphere. Along with tapasya, there is service through the mind. It isn't separate. Otherwise, what sort of tapasya would you do? You are already elevated souls, Brahmin souls. But tapasya means to be full of all powers and with your determined stage and determined thoughts to serve the world. To serve with words alone isn't service. Just as happiness, peace, and purity are related, in the same way, renunciation, tapasya, and service are all related to one another. Baapdada is asking you to become the form of tapasya, that is, to become the form of a powerful server. The drishti of someone who is an embodiment of tapasya will also do service. The face of someone who is an embodiment of peace will also do service. Simply having a glimpse of someone who is an image of tapasya will give the experience of attainment. Look how nowadays huge crowds gather to have a glimpse of someone who just does limited tapasya. That is the memorial of the influence of your tapasya, which will continue even now to the very end. Do you understand what is meant by feelings of service? Feelings of service means feelings with which you can merge all the weaknesses of others. It doesn't mean feelings of opposing the weaknesses of others, but to have feelings of merging. For you to have tolerance and a feeling of wanting to give power to others, this is why they use the term the power of tolerance. To tolerate means to fill oneself with power and give power to others. To tolerate doesn't mean to die. Some think that by tolerating they will die. They say, do I have to die? However, that isn't dying. It is the way to live in everyone's heart with love, no matter how much opposition there may be. They may be even stronger than Ravan, and you may have to tolerate not just once but 10 times. The fruit of tolerance is eternal and sweet, for they will also definitely change. Don't feel I have tolerated so much, so they should also do something in return. Don't have feelings of temporary fruit. Have feelings of mercy. This is what is meant by feelings of service. So this year, give the proof of doing true service and take a golden chance to come into the list of those who have given the proof of that. This year, Baba will not see that you had a good mela, a spiritual fair, or a good function, but you have to claim a number ahead in the service of being jewels of contentment and of giving contentment to others. Claim a prize in the ceremony of winning the title of Destroyer of Obstacles. Do you understand? This is the stage that is described as being a destroyer of attachment and an embodiment of remembrance. So, now, show the special form of becoming complete, of reaching the conclusion in this 18th year by being an embodiment of that 18th chapter. This is the stage described as being like the Father. Acha. To the spiritual stars who are constantly sparkling, to the jewels of contentment, who spread waves of contentment, to the powerful souls who influence others with their constant renunciation, tapasya and service simultaneously, to those who constantly give all souls spiritual fruit, spiritual feelings, to each elevated child who is a seed like the Father. Baapdada's love, remembrance and namaste for becoming perfect. The spiritual children, in return to the spiritual father, says, good morning, namaste, namaste, namaste. Avyakt Baapdada meeting the brothers and sisters from the Punjab and Haryana zones. Do you constantly experience yourselves to be immovable and unshakable souls? To remain stable in any situation of upheaval is a sign of being an elevated Brahmin soul. The world is in upheaval, but you elevated souls cannot come into upheaval. Why? You know every scene of the drama. Knowledgeful and powerful souls constantly and automatically remain unshakable. Therefore, the atmosphere never makes you afraid. You are fearless. Are the Shaktis fearless? Or do you have a little fear? Because you knew even before the time of establishment that civil war was going to take place in Bharat. It has also been shown in your pictures from the beginning. Therefore, whatever is shown will happen, will it not? The part of Bharat is of having civil war. This is why it is nothing new. So, is it nothing new, or do you become afraid? What happened? How did it happen? This happened. The task of all of you, while listening to and seeing the news, is to be powerful and see the predestined drama and to give power to others. People of the world are afraid, whereas you fill those souls with power. You have to continue to donate power to whoever comes into contact with you. Continue to donate peace to them. At this time of peacelessness, it is the time to give peace. Therefore, you are messengers of peace. Messengers of peace has been remembered. Therefore, wherever you live, continue to move around, considering yourselves to be messengers of peace. You are messengers of peace, those who give the message of peace. Therefore, if you yourselves are embodiments of peace and are powerful, you will also continue to give that to others. They give you peacelessness and you give them peace. They cause a fire and you throw water on it. This is your task, is it not? This is called being a true server. Therefore, at such a time, there is a need for this type of service. Bodies are perishable, but souls are powerful. So, even if you leave your body, the reward of remembrance will continue in the next body. So, continue to inspire others to have permanent attainment. So, who are you? Messengers of peace. Messengers of peace are master donors of peace and master donors of power. Are you constantly able to maintain this awareness? Always continue to make yourselves move forward with this awareness and also enable others to move forward. This is doing service. Whatever government laws there are, you do have to follow them. But you can definitely continue to serve with your mind and words whenever you get a little time. There is now a great need to do service through the mind, but only when you have filled yourselves with power will you be able to give it to others. Therefore, children of the constant bestower of peace become bestowers of peace. You have to be bestowers as well as those who show the way to become a bestower. As you move around, remember, I am a master bestower of peace, a master bestower of power. With this awareness, continue to give vibrations to all souls. Only then will they realize that they can experience peace by coming into contact with you. Therefore, remember the blessing that you have to become master bestowers of peace and power. You are all brave, are you not? Let there not be any waste thoughts, even in upheaval, because waste thoughts will not allow you to become powerful. What will happen? This will not happen, will it? Is waste. Whatever happens, watch it in a powerful stage and give power to others. Those sightseeings will also come. That is a byplot that is taking place. Watch it whilst considering it to be a byplot, and you will not be afraid. Acha. At the time of farewell at Amrit Vela. This confluence age is Amrit Vela because the whole of the confluence age is Amrit Vela. The greatness of this time is remembered for all time. So, the whole of the confluence age, that is Amrit Vela, means the diamond morning. The father is always with the children and the children are with the father, and so an unlimited diamond morning. Baapdada always keeps saying this, but in terms of being in the corporeal form, in the physical world, even today, Baapdada is giving all of you children, whatever you call it, a good morning, or a diamond morning. All of you are diamonds, and the morning is also diamond. It is to make you even more of a diamond, and so a good morning for always being with the Father. Acha. May you be a conqueror of Maya and a master of the self, and make the five elements and the five vices your servers. May you be a conqueror of Maya and a master of the self, and make the five elements and the five vices your servers. In the golden age, the maids hold the trains of the royal costumes of the world emperor and world empress. In the same way, at the confluence age, you children must remain decorated with the dress of your titles of conquerors of Maya and the masters of self. The five elements and the five vices will then hold your dress from behind. That is, they will move along while being subservient to you. For this, tighten your dress of titles with the belt of determination. Be decorated with the sets of different costumes and ornaments, and stay with the Father. Those vices and elements will then be transformed and become your cooperative companions. Slogan: become lost in the experience of the virtues and powers you speak of. Experience is the greatest authority. Become lost in the experience of the virtues and powers you speak of. Experience is the greatest authority. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you.